Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach, everyone. Welcome to the Bet Knesset in Nairobi. We're so happy to finally be here. This week's parashat are Tazria and Metzora. I'd like to talk with you about parashat Metzora. So parashat Metzora talks about a Metzora, someone with tzarat. What is tzarat? Tzarat is a type of skin condition that you get from speaking lashon hara, speaking poorly of someone else, and it comes in different forms. But it is a skin condition. So the Torah says when you get a skin condition that looks like it could be tzarat, you have to go to the kohen, to the priest, and the kohen tells you whether it is tzarat or a skin condition. If it's tzarat, then you become impure and you have to leave the community and spend your time in isolation for 7 days away from everyone. Isolation, that's something that we can already understand today because of Corona. But it means you're completely disconnected from everyone for a week. Why a kohen? Why go to a priest? It's a skin condition. Go to a dermatologist. Go to someone who studied this. So the kohen indeed does need to study the laws, the halachas, what a tzarat looks like, so that he knows what to look for. But the Torah tells us that it needs to be a kohen. And the Rambam goes even further. The Rambam is Maimonides. And he says that if there is someone who is a big doctor or a big rabbi that learned this very, very well, he is still not allowed to say if the person's pure or impure. The best he can do is say, in my opinion. Which means you have a kohen that does not know that much about what tzarat looks like. And you have a dermatologist or a big rabbi that studied this. You have to go to the kohen. You can go to the dermatologist or to the big rabbi, and what happens is you ask him, and the rabbi or the dermatologist will turn to the kohen and say, in my opinion, it is tzarat. But he does not decide if it is tzarat or not. Only the kohen decides. So why the kohen? Deciding to put someone in isolation, deciding to take someone out of society is something very, very, very harsh. Deciding to say, you need a timeout is something that we can't just let anyone decide. Who do we let decide? The kohen. The person who in his DNA is a descendant of Aharon HaKohen. Aharon HaKohen, the Torah says about him, Ohev Shalom v'rodef Shalom. He loves peace and he runs after peace. Ohevet habriot, he loves all the creations, v'mekarvam laTorah, and he brings them closer to the Torah. That is the only person that can decide this person needs to be put aside. Now, why is he put aside? Why does he get tzarat? So like we said, you get tzarat for speaking lashon hara, for speaking about someone else, speaking about someone else in a way that hurts them. If I go and talk to A about B, they will automatically start not liking each other more and more. Starting a conflict. And this kind of person, the Torah says, he needs to be put aside for a bit and realize what it means to separate people from one another. He needs to be separated. And the only person who can decide that, the only person is someone that has that so much in his DNA, that he loves every Jew so, so much that he says, I can't separate them. And if he decides to separate them, it means it was necessary. Today we celebrated Yom Ha'atzmaut, our Independence Day, the day that we all unite together, something that brings all of the Jews around the world together around the Jewish state. Let's remember to bring each other closer together, say only good about each other, and Bezrat Hashem should have peace soon in our days. Shabbat Shalom.